Now I am going to demonstrate how to crochet a bangle bracelet. This is crocheting with beads in the spiral method. I'll be using this big eye needle, which opens in the center. It's very flexible and you can use many different sizes of threads or yarn. So we thread the thread this time into the big eye, and I'm using Crochetkween number 8 fine braid with size 8 seed beads. So with this needle, it's very easy to dip into your little pile of beads and pick up several at a time, and then push them down onto the thread. I will also be showing you another method of stringing your beads. When your beads come in a tube, you use a needle to pick them up. I'm putting my bead needle in this wonderful little accessory called the needle nest. This is a magnet and it holds the needles wherever you need them so they don't get lost. When beads come strung on a thread, it's called a hank, and you can transfer the beads from the hank to your working thread very easily by making a slip knot. Use my hook to pull up that loop. And then I put my working thread through the loop and pull it tight. Then I can slide the beads from the hank right over that little knot onto the working thread. The first couple of beads may go a little tightly because you have to crush the knot, but after that they slide right on. Gently pulling them from one thread to your working thread. And then if you can't get the knot undone, just cut it. And we're now ready to crochet. With size 8 seed beads like I have here, I tend to work on 7 stitches around. So just like normal crochet, we always start with a slip knot, and I'm using a size 7 hook. So we're going to just chain 7, and always check yourself. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 chains, and then we're going to do a slip stitch to form a ring. From there we're going to put 1 single crochet in each chain, so we'll be working on 7 stitches around. There's 4. Five, and I try to get under both threads of each chain. I find it to be a little sturdier on that first round. So now there we are, the last one. And we have 7 around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this last one right by my hook. Now, working in the spiral method, we do not slip stitch to join. Just keep going around and around and around. So it is important to check every now and then by flattening it out like that to make sure you still have 7. It's easy to skip one now and then your bracelet will get thinner. So we're going to work in back loop only, still doing single crochet. You'll find the stitch where you want to go off to the right of the bead in the row below. So I look to the right and I go under that front loop only and pull up my loop. And then I pull down a bead just like I did on the first round. And then I move to the next, and it's here to the right. Pull up a loop, bring a bead close to the work, and finish, locking it in with finishing the single crochet. Once you've done about 3 rounds, you'll have a little more to hold on to, and it becomes easier. Keeping it flat is the best way to see where your hook should go with each stitch. If you're not sure, pull it out, see where you've just worked, and then go to the next one in front loop only. As I said before, I keep 5 to 10 beads close to my work so that they're easy to pull up with each stitch. Once you have 3 rows done and continue on, your stitches are basically down in the middle or the center of the tube. So that's where you're looking for the stitches. Now we'll take a look, flatten them out, and you can see I still am working on 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And I'm starting to see my tube forming. I'll do another round. Size 11 seed beads are smaller than what I'm working on now. They can also be used to make these bracelets. It depends on the look you want. That would be a finer and thinner bracelet. I don't recommend size 11 for beginners. They're very small. Size 8 seems to be a good size for starting out. Also, as I had said before, you're going to be stringing about 12 to 18 inches on your working thread. And when those run out, you need to string more. We will stop here, and I'm going to show you a more finished bracelet. Not finished, but a few more inches to save time. But this is what I have so far with 3 or 4 rounds. And then here is another piece that has progressed a little further. Once you have used up your 12 to 18 inches of beads, you will need to cut and load more beads on new thread and join the new amount of beads to the old. So what I do is I pull up the stitch and I get ready to go with the bead, and then I put my old thread on and lay my new supply of beads with the thread here and pull them both together at once. And then I drop this old thread and continue crocheting with the new supply of beads. It's just like joining any yarn when you're working crochet and you run out of a skein, but you fill your thread with beads before joining and continue on. When you're finished, you have bracelets that look like this. These have focal beads added to them, and this one is just beads. To add these focal beads, you just sew with a needle from one side of your bracelet through the hole in the bead to the other side, and go back and forth with your needle and thread several times to join it securely. And that puts your bead right in the center. You have to be careful when choosing your focal bead that the hole is big enough. Enjoy all the colors that beads come in, and I hope you enjoy making bangle bracelets.